everyone, welcome back to another video. Since summer is practically here, I thought it would be a good time to go over some books that I would recommend for the summertime and some books that I'm looking forward to read around this summertime. I have quite a few books to talk about, so let's just get right to it. Some of these I have read and the others are just books that I feel like are best read during the summertime. The first book that I have to talk about is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I haven't actually read this one yet, but I have heard many people say, and I believe Haley Pham loved this book too, and she also said that it's the perfect summertime read. I did read Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked the writing. It was very simple to follow. I'm really excited to read this one in the summertime because I feel like it makes the whole experience 10 times better. Basically, this one, from what I know, it's about this couple that has been together for a while now, since college, and then they end up breaking up, but they don't really tell their friend group just yet that they had broken up. That friend group usually goes on like a summer trip in like this beach house for the summer, so I don't know if it's like second chance or whatnot, but I've heard it's not your typical romance. It seems like a very fun summer read, although I've also heard like it's very emotional, so just know that going into it, but definitely gives all the summer vibes. I mean, look at that cover, pretty bright pink cover, and we have the lake or the beach or wherever they're at in the cover as well. So the next two books are by Miss Tessa Bailey, and that's It's Happened One Summer and Fangirl Down. This is one of my favorite books from Tessa Bailey. I really love this one and the second one, which is Hook, Line, and Sinker. Small town, like Fisher Town type of vibes. And then this one is Fangirl Down. This is the recent one that came out, and it's a golf romance. I feel like they're both really great reads for the summertime because Small Town, I feel like, are always great summer reads. And then golf seems like a summery type sport. So, I mean, it makes sense to me. So I definitely recommend this one during the summer as well. And then also, I want to say they are both grumpy sunshine. So if you do like that trope, definitely start here. Next book that I have is a nostalgic read for me, and it would be The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is one of my favorite books of all time. It's one of the first books that actually really hooked me into reading. I definitely recommend this series and this book everywhere that I go, especially if it's their first time like getting into reading. So, you know, during the summer, most of us has like a little bit of extra time that we can put into reading. So binging a whole series, I would recommend this one. The next series that I would recommend is the Chestnut Spring series, and this is the first book in that series, which is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is a cowboy, small town, and the main character is actually a bull rider, and the female main character is actually his agent's daughter. So forbidden love, if you want to put it that way. Definitely grumpy sunshine, forced proximity, enemies to lovers. I think it would be a great read for the summer and another series that can be binged during the summertime as well. The next two books I actually recently finished and I really enjoy them, and I think they're also great books that you can read in the summer, or just great books if you want to start your reading journey. But those are Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddle by Lila Sage, another small town cowboy romance. I feel like small towns and like cowboy romances are perfect for the summertime. I don't know, they just bring this like warmth feeling and like this family aspect of it that I find myself like loving, and they found family in them. So this one is basically brother's best friend, enemies to lover, and I also added in He Falls First because you really see his perspective from the beginning, that he really does care about her. And then this one follows one of the main characters from the first one's brother. And basically it's like a home renovating type of deal. So if you like that aspect of it, then I definitely recommend this one for you. Really enjoyed it, and they're both very small and quick reads. So another book that you can just go to the pool, to the beach, and just like binge read for the whole day. The next one I haven't actually read, but I was reading the back of it, and it's also another small town romance, and I was looking at the cover, and I don't know, it just gave me kind of like a good summer vibe, so I think I might put this one on my summer TBR. But that one is Crank by Adriana Locke. What I do know about this one, it says that it's a standalone romance in a new small town blue collar series from USA Today bestselling author Adriana Locke. So if you read this one, let me know if you liked it. Because honestly, I have no idea what it's about. But again, it's a really short read that could be binged in a few hours. Another book that gives me kind of like the summer vibe, and that's honestly the reason why I bought it. When I bought it, I just didn't get around to reading it last summer. But that one is The Royals Next Door by Karina Hale. And for this one, we have a prince and a princess that moving next door to the female main character, and she is an elementary school teacher and she falls in love with the bodyguard. Also, the cover looks very summery and very pretty, so it's definitely giving those summer vibes. Next book that I have is Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. She is the same author by the Off-Campus series, The Deal, that I showed earlier. I haven't gone around this one, but I've heard good things about it. I think there's a second book of like this series because I think it's another standalone series, but there is another book. I think it's like a blue cover. And the reason I would like to read this in the summer or recommend it as a summer read is because it's set in a beach town. I feel like that's just perfect for the summertime. And basically this one follows this girl named Mac, and she's like the good girl. She does everything right. She follows the rules. Then she meets Cooper, which is the total opposite of her. He's like the bad boy, doesn't really follow the rules. He does whatever he wants. So they end up having a friendship, and I'm guessing it's going to become more than that. So I'm excited to read kind of like how that plays out. Next book I read a long time ago, and I feel like it's a good summer read. I honestly cannot remember most of it, but I do remember enjoying this one and the summer vibes that it was giving me. So that one is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I'm sure that you've seen this one around for a while, and right now it has a totally different cover if I'm not mistaken, but the cover literally screams resort, summer, beach, Hawaii, all that stuff, and that's exactly what it is. So basically we have Olive, and Olive's sister is getting married, but something happens and everyone at the wedding gets like food poisoning. So Olive's sister ends up not going to their honeymoon because they can't, and the only two people that end up not getting any food poisoning, coincidence? I don't know. Is actually Ethan and her. And Ethan is basically the best man and her nemesis. So enemies to lovers, for proximity. The kicker of this book is that they actually end up going to the honeymoon, but they have to pretend that it's their honeymoon. Yeah, it was a really great summer read. Resort, Hawaii, summer, beach, summer book. Next one that I have is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. You might notice the name. This is the second one in the Maple Hill series by Hannah Grace, and the first one is Icebreaker, which is the most popular one or the one that people seem to know the most of. But this one is based around a summer camp, so again, summer. I did start reading it though, and it was very exciting to be back in kind of like that world because I did enjoy Icebreaker a lot and the characters. So I'm excited to see what this one has to offer and kind of seeing those Icebreaker characters come back in this one. Basically, both main characters have a one-night stand with each other, and then they have to go show up in the summer camp as counselors. That's as much as I know about this one, but I did enjoy Icebreaker, so I'm hoping that this one gives me kind of like the summer vibe and the camp vibes. I have heard that it's not the best, and people seem to enjoy Icebreaker a little bit more than this one, but nonetheless, I am excited to read it. The next book, or rather series that I have, is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This is a beloved series by many, and I did enjoy Magnolia Parks. I haven't finished the whole series. I'm currently reading Daisy Hates by her right now, but I feel like this is one of those series again that you can just sit on the couch, put on some music or something in the background and just read all day and binge the whole series. This one just kind of reminds me a lot of that early 2000 series, Gossip Girl, 90210, and I think even the OC. It's just a great book to like binge and have all the drama and all of that. The whole series, I feel like it would be a great summer read, especially if you have a little bit of extra time that you can do that. I don't know what else to say about it because again, I haven't read the whole series, but I do know that this is one of those where I started reading and I just could not put it down. And same thing happens with Daisy Hate. The next book that I have is actually the only kind of like mystery book that I have for this stack, and that one is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And it kind of goes what I was saying with the Magnolia Park series, where it's just a series that is very easy to read, and if you want to get a good, like if you're not too much of a romance reader and you love more mystery or want to change it up a little bit, I think this series is a good one. I gave this book 5 stars when I read it, and it's very easy, very fast paced. If you love Criminal Minds or like police type shows and all that, then you're gonna enjoy this one. It does have a subplot of romance in it, so I don't know, it just gave me all the good vibes. Another book that you can just sit on the couch, go to the pool, and just basically read all day. So yeah. And then the last 2 books are just very YA and cutesy type books, so that's why I wanted to add them to this stack. But basically the first one is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I read this one a long time ago. I don't remember most of it, but what I do remember is after reading it, I just felt like this wholesomeness inside of me and just like inside my heart. It was just really cute. It's like a Parisian romance. I think that's what it's called. And I mean, and it's a very popular book, especially in the YA area. So I don't know. I think this one is a very cute YA read that could be for the summer. Then we have Kisses and Croissants by Anne-Sophie Junot. This is another Parisian, French type of read. This one is actually based in the summertime, and the main character is a ballerina. She goes to Paris to further her career as a ballerina, so she gets, the pressure of all that. And there she meets Louis, and they just start this friendship, and Louis basically takes her sightseeing and takes her all over Paris and just kind of like helps her get her mind off all the ballerina, all the training and all that stuff. And yeah, there's a reason why it's called The City of Love. Last book that I have is Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyes. This one is another YA cutesy romance. Basically, this one follows this girl that her dad owns like a card game shop. Basically, Riley is trying to make it into Broadway. She wants to be a Broadway director, but she is stuck working at her dad's shop, which is mainly board games and card games. And then we have Nathan. He has this gamer friend that he wants to kind of like make jealous. Riley and him make a deal to kind of pose as a couple. It just seems like a very cutesy romance, YA, short read that we could be binged in like a day. So these are all the books that I recommend to pick up during the summertime. For me, the ones that I like to read the most are small town cowboy romances and books that I can also pick up and take to the beach or the pool with me and just read in like one sitting. Those are the type of reads that I like for the summertime, so I thought all of these kind of fit somewhat of that mold. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know if you read any of these, if you have any favorites, or if you have any recommendations that I did not talk about to read in the summer. I'm always looking for new recommendations. That's gonna be it for today's video. I appreciate you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you'll have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.
You don't need to be Prince Charming to me. I just need this to be real. I don't need no fairy tale. You don't need a killer dragon for me.